Okay, we've spotted something. Let's go to the TBT. TBT. That's something there. Looks like it could be an escort. That's something, though. And is there anything else here? No. Okay, well, let's see. That is almost assuredly going to be a sub-chaser there, escorting whatever this is. And this looks like a substantial target. It's not a destroyer. It's got a really weird profile, though. Look at that. I don't know if you guys, again, because YouTube likes to take a big steaming dump on my videos and make them all inky and dark. Can't really tell what that is. Let's bring up the ID manual, because I think that's what you're supposed to use in these situations. Well, let's look at the battleships first, just to whet my appetite here. No, 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 it wouldn't be this. The Issei was kind of a hilarious idea during the war, or towards the end of the war. I think in 1944 they refit it to have a flight deck, making it useless as a battleship and useless as an aircraft carrier. No, it's not going to be one of these, as much as that would be awesome. It's not one of those. Oh. Well, that's mildly peculiar. I wasn't really expecting to ever see one of these. I think there's only one of these. I don't think they ever made another version of this. I don't know for sure, obviously, but this looks like a Chitose seaplane tender. I'm probably butchering the pronunciation of that, but that looks to be what it is, because you can kind of see the stack here. It's got a very boxy profile right here, though, and then it's got the crane. So I'm thinking that's what it is. I'm going to lock that in, but we're not really ready to intercept yet, especially in light of the fact that there is a sub-chaser over there, and what's he doing? Oh, there's multiple sub-chasers. Let's get the, let's get our binoculars out. Oh, wait. Am I pushing the wrong button? Yes, I am. Excuse me, pardon me, excuse me, pardon me. And let's look over here. I'm a little concerned because that guy looked like he was bearing down on us. There's this one here that's quite close, and then there's one off in the distance and another one there. So there's a total of 3 escorts. This is not an easy target by any means. So we're going to steer away. We're going to go like that. A little close to 300 there, I guess. And see if we can avoid the escorts and also get into a firing position for him. Okay, I've had a start up on our turn here. And there we go. And should I go ahead flank? Probably don't need to. Let's just go ahead and proceed. Based on where they were on the hydrophone, I think we've got plenty of time to assume firing positions here. And this is about where I want us to go down, so let's actually do that now. We'll get a listen here.
Current depth 10.
Well, that's definitely an escort there. Can kind of make out the cruiser, but let's keep going ahead a little bit, and then we're gonna actually I should go silent right now. Take another quick listen. This is actually pretty good here, because if this escort's at exactly 90, they're gonna probably still pass right in front of me. Okay, so that's the cruiser. You guys may not be able to hear it, but let me shut up for a second and take a listen here. That sound that kind of sounds like an ultrasound. Like they're trying to determine the gender of the baby. Congratulations! You're having a cruiser. It's interesting because the escorts are chugging along pretty quickly, it sounds like. This sounds like it's moving fairly slow. It sounds like an adult in a Charlie Brown cartoon. Okay, well, he's there, and so that means probably have a good 15 minutes before he's even in firing range. Let's look at the map, actually. We are now officially getting contact updates from our sound man. Sound man! Whoa, shit, that was too much. Let's put the scope up, because if he can hear them, chances are we can already see them. Which kind of removes the advantage, but whatever.
Ship spotted.
Ship spotted, eh? Thank you for telling me what I can see. How are you able to tell? Oh, hey, there's an escort. In the inky darkness of night. There he is. Now, has he lost his ID? He has. He left it carelessly at a bar. Alright, so that's been ID'd. We're gonna probably have to wait. Actually, let's look at him again. I think we might move up just a smidge.
Yes, sir.
And give it about 5 minutes or so, and let's extend this. Oh, we don't want to go quite that far, but take another look here in a moment. Actually, why don't we wait until we cross that line that I drew? That's good. I'll stop. And now we'll take a look. I think that that's probably pretty good. A little bit concerned about getting snarled up with these escorts
Ship
here.
spotted.
Okay, I know. Oh. Wow, okay, we might actually take our shot here. He's good and close, and he's on a favorable angle, so let's get this started. Turn that thing on. And range him. Throw that in. Whoops. And we're going to say he's about like so. No. Nope. 75, maybe? And now, we time it out for a little bit. You need about 15 seconds in between your measurements to get an accurate speed. So we're going to wait a little bit. I'm Ed Bradley. I'm Morley Schaefer. Oh, I already did that joke. I did that in Silent Hunter 3. Oh, well. I'm Mike Wallace, etc. Okay. So, now we're going to take another reading. And say that he's a little bit more like that. And show me potato salad. 4 knots is very, very slow. But that could actually be accurate. I'm going to notch it up to 5, just because I cannot believe that a warship would be going that slowly. Oops. Okay, let's remove the lock. Go to our torpedo settings, because depth of 3. Let's look at how much his draft is. Let's go to 2.5. Open the tubes. Alright, now I'm going to do this so that I can hit different areas of his ship. And ideally I would like to hit under the magazines here, if there are any. That looks like a gun emplacement. And then we're going to try to hit him here, roughly. Because that's possibly where he's got some fuel, and that could be where his boiler is as well. I thought I just heard a ping. And now, since this is a seaplane tender, why don't we shoot him right there? Okay, let's get under real quick. Let's go below our test depth. All our torpedoes are away. I don't really see a need to use a fourth torpedo here, but it could be a mistake that I might rue later. Alright. That's looking pretty good. 4 knots might actually have been more accurate. But whatever. Looks like we're going to score a hit here. I should slow it down, so I can revel in the glory of our attack. And it's going to hit a little bit behind of where I was anticipating, but that's okay. Hits are hits. And I'm hearing a siren, so they probably see the wakes of our torpedoes, but I think it's going to be too late. That's going to hit the engine. Ooh. I think we got a secondary off of that just now. That's going to hit him in the exact same spot again. Oh, God. Not good for him. And that's going to hit probably... he's speeding up quite a lot. Oh, my God. I think I was right about the aviation fuel on that. Holy shit. Wow, okay, that packed a wallop. I'm going to... we're steering because it looks like we hit the flag, hit the waypoint. That was devastating. Okay, we're gonna... we're gonna... I think we're actually gonna keep heading east, or southeast. Let's do that. We're pretty well under right now. I'm liking our odds here of surviving, but they're gonna be pretty mad. Not gonna look at the escorts here, but I do want to get another look at him and see where we hit. Yeah, that whole area just got a double whammy. And then here is where that aviation fuel explosion was. That's incredible. Is he already listing? Looks like he is. He's listing so bad he's Craig's listing. Boo. Alright. And that's all within like a minute of the attack. I think he's going to be sunk here in a moment. Wow, okay, I gotta relax and focus on not dying. So we're gonna stay... Oh, we're not silent anymore. Thank you. Can I go silent? I can't for some reason. Passing thermal layer.
Rig for silent running.
We're under the thermal layer.
Tube 1. Current depth 2.
What is going on? Why can't I, go silent? Oh, whoops. I didn't mean to do that. Oh, we got a sinking notification. Excellent. It's kind of late for battle stations. That's the yeehaw, we sunk a ship alarm, I guess. Ooh. That's his ship colliding with something. I'm going to back off because that noise is excruciating, but he's already going down. That was a devastating explosion that he experienced. That's 9,000 tons of fairly annoying enemy warship there, because these seaplane tenders were really useful for reconnaissance and things like that, for finding enemy fleets, for instance. Oh god. He probably is hitting his own lifeboat. See them here. That sounds terrible. Well, in any event, he's going down, and we are going down to avoid being sunk ourselves. That was a nice attack, if I do say so myself. But we're going to try to avoid being attacked ourselves and try to stay under and conduct our silent service another day. That's why they call it the silent service. Ooh. Burn, baby, burn. We silently serve. Oh my god. That wasn't silent at all. We have silently served death and destruction. Good lord. Wow. That was a big explosion. Alright. Gotta focus on evading here. Alright, we got some kind of perfunctory pinging. That's a little bit of alliteration for you guys. Some perfunctory, pathetic pinging. And we didn't really get attacked. I think that they launched a few charges, but they were off. They were not very well done. So I'm considering this a ridiculous success, especially in light of the previous attacks we've been making that were kind of chancy, but that was just textbook. I can't believe how well that went. So I have us going south. We're still on the or not on the surface. We're still underwater, and so far there hasn't been any kind of pursuit. I'm gonna have us return to this area here and patrol around and see if we can stir up more trouble. But we are running low on torpedoes due to my volley of 6 that I shot at that one. What was that? The passenger liner. So we only have 3 left. We might want to consider bugging out here in a little while, but we do want to finish our obligations at Apari, and we'll act accordingly as far as what command tells us to do. So we're on our way back to our patrol area, and things are looking up.
We're still cruising to our patrol area, but I was musing about some matters historical relating to our ship, and I decided to actually see how successful the real U-38 was. U-38. Ha! There I go again. S-38. It actually sunk a whopping total of 2 ships throughout the entire war. Not just in a patrol, throughout its entire lifetime as a fighting boat in World War II. And, you know, the inclination is to be like, oh my god, what a horrible submarine, what a horrible commander, or whatever, I don't know. But, I mean, you have to understand something about the S boats, the sugar boats, is that they were not terrible necessarily as weapons in terms of their ability to shoot stuff. They were terrible because they broke down constantly. In the case of S-38, on its very first patrol, it did manage to, well, actually, it first sank a friendly Norwegian ship, whoops, and then it sank a Japanese freighter. But then it had a number of major mechanical failures. It had a battery explosion. I don't know if it was caused necessarily by mixing seawater with the batteries. Speaking of batteries, we're recharged now. But the batteries were highly explosive if they combined with seawater. And that was something that happened quite a bit on these boats, especially because they were old. S-38, in fact, was built in 1919. So this boat is as old or older than a lot of the guys on board. It's no spring chicken, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So, I mean, that's the big factor with these boats, and it's something that's not modeled in game. We don't have those random catastrophic explosions that were a problem for these boats. So there's that, and it had a number of other problems. I think there was a fuel oil, or not fuel oil, lubricating oil, my favorite kind of explosion aboard at some point on the same patrol. And the other thing too is just that the sugar boats were I think they were entirely stationed in the Philippines, so they ended up kind of backpedaling a lot. They weren't really used offensively because they weren't able to be used offensively. So, I mean, I just wanted to mention that because it's easy for us to be like, oh man, these things are spectacular, or, well, we're doing spectacularly. What's the problem with all the other, why were sugar boats so bad if we can do this with them, I guess. I don't know if anybody's even asking that, but I thought it was a point worth exploring, and the answer is basically that this game is too easy. It just makes it too easy for you to succeed in a boat that is just too old to be able to fight the war effectively, unfortunately. But there was another incident, I think, where it was leaking so badly on a separate patrol that it when it went under, it was putting out air bubbles, and the bubbles were visible from the surface, so the Japanese could actually figure out where it was, which I guess, you know, it makes sense. If there's some leaks on the ship, that bubbles will be coming up, and, you know, physics, I guess. So yeah, let's not get too you know, self-important, I guess. Not that we necessarily were. But speaking of important, let's talk about the most important component of this ship, the crew. I've added 3 more people, you lucky bastards. We have Handsome Be Wonderful, Hans Cosmo. I think he just said he wanted to be Hans, but I think his username has Cosmo, and I like the name Hans Cosmo because it sounds like a German stripper. And then we have John Nightmare Fuel. I don't want to think about him too much. So yeah, we're now in the general environs of Apari. We're going to continue patrolling around here, seeing if we can find more contacts. Right now, I'm not too interested in hunting a whole lot because we only do have, what was it, 3 torpedoes? Yes, 3 torpedoes. So, you know, we don't really have very much force to use. But, you know, if we run into a stray merchant or something like that, I'll be happy to attack it. I don't want to get too involved with more warships, though, because they frighten me. And I think they frighten you, based on the feedback I've been getting. So, we're going to clean up here, and we'll see what command wants us to do from here. I'm hoping that they have us kind of pull back. Manila doesn't become completely untenable for a little while yet, but it will be soon, so we need to think about our options here, I guess. Probably we'll end up heading down to Java here, or Jawa. Alright, and then from there we'll end up in Fremantle, but that's again not going to be for a little while yet. Oh, I should probably dive. Why don't we just do a dive together for yucks?
Yes, sir. Periscope
For old time's sake.
Yes, sir.
Dive,
Ahead
dive.
Auga! And we're under.
Current depth 1.
And let's just do a little hydrophone sweep. You and me. You the viewer, me the sweeper. Sweep. Sweep. That's us. Alright. It's nice and clean in here. What a good sweep. Okay, well, I'm probably going to be doing more of that here over the next couple of hours. And we'll see what we can see.